Okay, hey, I'm with Emmitt Smith here at the Baltimore Convention, ex-Dallas Cowboy. Emmitt, how are you today?
I'm doing pretty good,
You look pretty dapper there, man. Things are going good, huh?
Yeah, things are going good. I can't complain. I mean, life is good. Outside of my daughter in the hospital right now battling with illness, but outside of that, things are going pretty good.
Well, we'll all pray for your daughter, that's for sure.
Thank you.
Emmitt, playing with the Dallas Cowboys, America's team, having great years with them, winning Super Bowls with them. I know they have great fans out there. What did you get out of playing with Dallas in those championships and Super Bowls?
I got a great deal. I got a chance to play for the team that I've always wanted to play for as a child. So I lived out my dream. I played in the sport that I've always loved, and I played it for the love of the game. Everything else was just an extra bonus. I've got a chance to win 3 Super Bowls, be named MVP in one of those Super Bowls, and I got a chance to achieve a lot of the goals that I set out for myself. So I am very fortunate and blessed to have lived out my childhood fantasy and my childhood dream, and to achieve the things that I've been able to achieve.
How many footballs do you own? Because I know you marked every touchdown you have. You saved them all, am I correct?
I've collected a number of footballs in my career, and I have maintained the majority of them. I've given some away to former teammates. I've donated them to charitable auctions, and I've raised money for charity auction with a couple of those footballs as well. So, but the majority of them I still have.
I'll tell you one thing, there's a lot of footballs that you had down there, brother. And a ton of great playing with Troy Aikman as your quarterback, Michael Irvin as your wide receiver. They call it the three-headed monster with yourself also, the triple monster. Also, to let you know that it's the all-time leading rusher ever in the NFL is Emmitt Smith, your number 22. What was it like to play with Troy as a quarterback and Michael as a wide receiver?
You know, it was awesome because it takes a complete team in order for everybody to have success. I mean, Troy couldn't throw the ball to himself, and I couldn't run without my guys up front, and we could not have a balanced attack without the combination of a running game that people feared or a passing game that people feared. And so when you put that combination together, and you play with guys that have the talent like Michael Irvin and Troy Aikman, and the many guys that have played around Daryl Johnston and that offensive line that I played with, let alone the defensive side of the ball and special team side. When you play with that kind of talent on the ball club, it's a wonderful thing. It's a great thing because I can recall when the Cowboys was not as good, and I can see how hard everybody worked to get the Cowboys to where we were in the 90s. And so that work paid off. Hard work definitely paid off. And when you have guys that is as dedicated, if not more dedicated than you are to the sport and to the success of the team, it's a wonderful thing.
You played for Jimmy Johnson as your coach. Barry Switzer won a Super Bowl with the Dallas Cowboys. You played for both of those coaches. What's the difference between Jimmy Johnson and Barry Switzer, in your opinion?
Well, I think Barry was a much more of a coach that allowed the other coaches to really coach. He just managed the game. Jimmy was a guy that allowed the other coaches to coach, but he was a much more of a hands-on kind of individual. Barry was not as hands-on as Jimmy. You felt like Jimmy had his hand or his thumb on every aspect of everything that we did, and I love that because I had a lot of success with it. Even in high school, I had a coach very similar. But at the end of the day, they both had their own different styles. Jimmy was a guy that understood the heartbeat of his ball club. He knew what we could do, and he knew what our limitations were. And he pushed us to the limit. He brought the best out of every man on that football team.
So he played to your strengths and minimized the weaknesses,
Exactly.
and which is a great coach that does something like that. So now your football career is winding down. I know you're with the Arizona Cardinals. You retire. Then you go on TV as a dancer, dancing with the stars, and win that. Is there anything you don't win in life?
Well, I don't know. There's some things I have not been so successful as, but you know, at the end of the day, there's always a learning experience in some of your shortcomings, and I've been able to take some of my shortcomings and learn from them and improve upon my entire life, as well as anything else that I'm working on. So, you know, there's been some shortcomings, but at the end of the day, a lot of successes have outweighed my shortcomings.
I got to say that you broke my heart a lot of times, because I'm from Philadelphia, you know how that feels. You don't know how it feels to me, but you broke our hearts. You're a great running back. You are a great running back, a legendary running back. Last question for you. If you had to do one thing, be a running back for a day or be at Dancing with the Stars for one day, which would you choose?
Right now? At this age?
No, in your prime. Yeah, you can flip a coin either way, but which would you choose? Play running back for miss a football game or dance with one of the beautiful girls that you won Dancing with the Stars? What's that mean? Like, which would you like to have?
You know, if I could play one game for one day, it would be in the Super Bowl. It would be in the Super Bowl.
Now, dancing for one day, would you like to do that also? Would you like to do it as like a double header?
Double hitter. Dance, play football, win the Super Bowl.
And go out dancing the next night?
Right after the Super Bowl. I can do it all in the same day.
I mean, I want to thank you so much, brother. You were a great interview, and thank you so much.